My beloved brothers and sisters, we stand today at the edge of something beautiful, something sacred, something that may never return to us again in the same way. Ramadan is leaving. Just pause for a moment and let that sink in. The nights that were filled with tears, the days that carried patience, the moments where your heart softened, they are slipping away. Ask yourself honestly, have I changed? Because Ramadan was never about hunger. It was never about thirst. It was about transformation. It was about returning to Allah with a heart that is alive again. Some of us started strong and then became weak. Some of us struggled at the beginning and then found our way. And some of us are still searching. But listen carefully. What matters most is how you finish. Even a race, no matter how slow you start, can be won with a powerful ending. So don't let Shaitan whisper to you, it's too late. No, it's not too late. The doors of mercy are still open. The nights are still alive. Your dawah is still being heard. Cry to Allah. Even if you haven't cried all month, cry now. Raise your hands. Even if you haven't been consistent, raise them now. Turn back, even if you feel distant. Turn now. Because Allah loves the one who returns. And remember this, we don't know if we will witness another Ramadan. This could be your last chance to rewrite your story. Your last chance to seek forgiveness. Your last chance to walk away cleansed like a newborn without sin. So finish strong. Pray like it's your last prayer. Make dua like it's your final call. Give charity like it's your last opportunity. And when Eid comes, let it not just be a celebration of new clothes. Let it be a celebration of the new you, a better heart, a stronger connection with Allah, a life that continues the spirit of Ramadan. Because the real success is not that Ramadan came. The real success is that you changed and you stayed changed. May Allah accept from us, forgive us, and allow us to end this Ramadan in the best possible way. Ameen. Ramadan is often misunderstood as a month that is only about ibadat. Fasting during the day, praying at night, reciting the Quran, and giving charity. While all of these actions are incredibly important and carry immense reward, they are not the final goal. They are the means, not the destination. The real purpose of Ramadan is something much deeper. It is about transformation of the heart, the mind, and the soul. When a person stays hungry and thirsty from dawn to sunset, it is not simply to feel physical discomfort. It is meant to teach self-control, discipline, and awareness of Allah in every moment. When you resist food and drink, you are also meant to resist sin, bad habits, negative speech, and harmful actions. This is how fasting becomes more than just a physical act. It becomes a spiritual training program. Think about it. If someone fasts all day but continues to lie, backbite, or hurt others, what has truly changed? The hunger was there, but the transformation was missing. Ramadan comes to soften hearts that have become hard, to wake up souls that have become distracted, and to reconnect us with Allah in a way that changes who we are. The prayers we perform in Ramadan are not just movements, they are moments of connection. Standing in prayer at night, especially when others are asleep, teaches sincerity. It builds a private relationship with Allah that no one else sees. This is where real change begins, not in what people see, but in what Allah knows about you. Similarly, when you give charity, it is not just about helping others. It is about removing love of this world from your heart. It teaches generosity, empathy, and humility. You begin to feel for those who struggle daily, and that feeling is meant to stay with you long after Ramadan ends. Ramadan is like a training ground. For 30 days, you are practicing how to become a better version of yourself. You are learning patience when you are irritated, controlling your anger when you are tested, lowering your gaze, guarding your tongue, and increasing your remembrance of Allah. All of this is shaping you into someone stronger spiritually. But here is the key point. If all of these habits disappear, the moment Ramadan ends, then the purpose was not fully achieved. The real success is when Ramadan leaves, but the changes remain. When your prayers stay consistent, your character improves and your connection with Allah continues to grow. That is when you know Ramadan truly transformed you. So Ramadan is not just about what you do during the month. It is about who you become because of it. It is a journey of change, a chance to reset your life and an opportunity to build a lasting relationship with Allah. The ibadat are tools, but the goal is a heart that is closer to Allah and a life that reflects that closeness every single day. In many aspects of life, people tend to focus heavily on how something begins. A strong start feels motivating, exciting, and full of energy. But in reality, the true value of any journey is not determined by how it starts. It is determined by how it ends. This is especially true when it comes to Ramadan. Many people enter Ramadan with high enthusiasm. The first few days are filled with long prayers, recitation of the Quran, and a strong commitment to change. The masjid is full, the motivation is high, and the intention is sincere. But as the days pass, that energy can begin to fade. Fatigue sets in, routines become difficult, and distractions slowly return. By the last 10 days, instead of increasing in effort, some people begin to slow down. This is where the mindset needs to change. Ramadan is not a sprint. It is a journey that requires consistency and a powerful finish. Imagine a runner in a race. If they start fast but lose all their energy before the finish line, their strong beginning will not benefit them. On the other hand, a runner who starts slow but finishes with strength and determination can still succeed. What truly counts is the ending. The last part of Ramadan carries special significance. Within it are nights greater than 1,000 months, opportunities for forgiveness, and moments where du'as are more likely to be accepted. These are not ordinary days. They are the most valuable part of the entire month. So if a person has been weak at the beginning or inconsistent in the middle, there is still a golden opportunity to make up for it by finishing strong. It is important to understand that Allah looks at sincerity and effort, especially at the end. Turning back to Allah in the final moments with genuine regret and hope can outweigh many earlier shortcomings. A person who realizes their mistakes and pushes themselves in the last days shows true awareness and humility. That effort is incredibly beloved to Allah. Sometimes people feel discouraged, thinking, I didn't do enough this Ramadan, so what's the point now? But this is a trick of shaitan to make a person give up completely. The reality is, as long as Ramadan has not ended, the door is still open. Every prayer, every tear, every moment of remembrance still counts. Finishing strong means increasing your abadat, becoming more focused and using every remaining moment wisely. It means praying with more sincerity, making deeper dawah, seeking forgiveness more often, and trying to reconnect with Allah in a meaningful way. It is about giving your best when it matters the most. In the end, what you carry. Forward is not how perfectly you started, but how sincerely you ended. Powerful ending can erase a weak beginning, but a weak ending can waste a strong start. So instead of worrying about what has already passed, focus on what remains. The final moments of Ramadan are a gift. Use them to leave the month in the best possible way, with a heart that is closer to Allah and a record filled with sincere effort. Hope in Allah's mercy is one of the most powerful forces a believer can hold on to, especially as Ramadan begins to come to an end. No matter how your month has gone, whether you feel you did your best or you feel full of regret, you should never allow yourself to fall into despair. Despair is not from Allah. It is a whisper that pulls you away from Him, making you feel unworthy, when in reality, Allah's mercy is far greater than your mistakes. Every human being sins. Every human being sins. Every one of us falls short. But what makes a believer special is not perfection. It is the ability to return to Allah again and again, no matter how many times they have slipped. Ramadan is a reminder of this reality. It comes to show you that no matter how far you may feel, the door of Allah's mercy is always open. Sometimes people look back at their Ramadan and feel disappointed. They think, I didn't pray enough, or I wasted too much time, or I didn't change the way I wanted to. These thoughts can either push you towards Allah or pull you away from Him. If they lead you to repentance and effort, they are beneficial. But if they make you feel hopeless and cause you to give up, then they are harmful. Allah does not expect you to be flawless. He expects you to try, to turn back, and to seek forgiveness sincerely. Even a small act done with a sincere heart can carry immense weight. A single tear shed out of regret, a quiet dua made in the last part of the night, or a sincere astaghfirullah can be the reason for your forgiveness. It is important to remember that Allah's mercy is not limited. It is vast, beyond what we can imagine. No sin is too big for Him to forgive if you turn to Him sincerely. Even if a person spent most of Ramadan in heedlessness, they can still change in its final days and be accepted. What matters is the honesty of the heart and the willingness to return. Shaitan, however, tries to convince you otherwise. He wants you to believe that you have done too much wrong, that it is too late, and that your efforts will not be accepted. This is because he knows that as long as you have hope, you will keep turning back to Allah. And that is exactly what he fears. Holding on to hope does not mean becoming careless. It does not mean continuing in sin while assuming forgiveness is guaranteed. True hope is balanced with action. It pushes you to improve, to seek forgiveness, and to make an effort to become better. It fills your heart with a sense of trust in Allah while motivating you to do more good. As Ramadan ends, this hope becomes even more important. These final moments are an opportunity to wipe away everything that came before. Approach Allah with humility, with sincerity, and with full confidence that He is listening to you. Never think that your dua is too small, your sins are too big, or your efforts are not enough. Allah sees what is in your heart. He knows your struggles, your regrets, and your intentions. As long as you keep turning back to Him, you are on the right path. Hope in His mercy, and you will never be at a loss. As Ramadan draws to a close, one of the greatest opportunities still in front of you is to turn back to Allah with sincere Tawbah. This is not just about saying words on the tongue. It is about a deep, honest return of the heart. It is about recognizing where you went wrong, feeling genuine regret, and making a firm intention to improve. Throughout Ramadan, you may have had moments of strength and moments of weakness. There may have been days where you felt close to Allah and other days where you felt distant. There may be sins you fell into, habits you struggled to leave, or opportunities you feel you wasted. But this is exactly why Tawbah is so important, because it allows you to reset no matter what has happened before. Sincere Tawbah begins with honesty. You have to admit your mistakes to yourself and acknowledge them before Allah. There is no need for excuses, no need to justify what happened. Allah already knows. What He loves is when a servant comes back with humility, accepting their shortcomings and seeking His forgiveness. The next step is feeling regret. This is the core of Tawbah. It is that inner feeling that says, I wish I hadn't done this. It softens the heart and brings a person closer to Allah. Without regret, words of forgiveness become empty. But when regret is present, even a simple astaghfirullah can carry immense sincerity. After regret comes the intention to change. This does not mean you are promising perfection. It means you are making a genuine commitment to try your best to avoid the sin in the future. Allah does not expect you to never slip again, but He loves when you make the effort to improve. If your actions involved harming others, then part of sincere Tawbah is also making things right with them. Whether it is apologizing, returning something that was taken, or correcting a wrong, this step is essential. Islam is not only about your relationship with Allah, but also about your relationship with people. The beauty of Tawbah is that it can be done at any time, but doing it before Ramadan ends carries a special significance. These are days filled with mercy, forgiveness, and acceptance. It is as if Allah is inviting you one last time this month to come back to Him. No matter how far you feel, do not delay it. Do not think, I will change after Ramadan. None of us are guaranteed another chance. What you have right now is what matters. Use these remaining moments to cleanse your heart, to ask Allah to forgive your past and to guide your future. Speak to Allah sincerely, in your own words, in your own way. Ask Him to forgive what you know and what you do not know, what you did openly and what you did in private. Ask Him to replace your weaknesses with strength and your bad habits with good ones. Ending Ramadan with sincere Tawbah is one of the greatest ways to conclude the month. It allows you to walk into Eid not just with celebration, but with a heart that feels lighter, cleaner, and closer to Allah. And that is a success far greater than anything else. One of the biggest mistakes people make is treating Ramadan as a temporary phase rather than a turning point. During the month, many people increase their prayers, become more conscious of their words, avoid sins, and make a stronger effort to do good. But as soon as Ramadan ends, these habits slowly begin to fade, and life returns to how it was before. This is something that needs to be deeply reflected upon. Ramadan is not meant to be an isolated period of goodness that ends with Eid. It is meant to train you, to discipline you, and to show you what you are capable of. If you were able to pray regularly during Ramadan, it means you are capable of continuing. If you were able to control your anger, lower your gaze, and guard your tongue, it means you have the strength to maintain that behavior. Ramadan proves to you that change is possible. The real test begins after Ramadan. Anyone can increase ibadat when the environment is supportive, when everyone around them is doing the same, and when the atmosphere encourages spirituality. But maintaining those good deeds, when that environment is gone, that is where sincerity is truly tested. That is where your personal commitment to Allah becomes real. Continuing good deeds does not mean you have to maintain the exact same level of intensity. Ramadan has a special status, and naturally, the level of worship may decrease afterward. However, what is important is consistency. Even small actions, when done regularly, are beloved to Allah. A few daily prayers performed on time, a little recitation of the Quran, regular remembrance of Allah, and occasional charity can keep your connection alive. It is also important to protect the progress you made. If Ramadan helped you leave certain sins, make a conscious effort not to return to them. Going back to old habits can slowly undo the positive changes you worked hard to build. Stay aware of your actions and remind yourself of the discipline you developed during the month. One practical way to continue good deeds is to set realistic goals. Do not overwhelm yourself with too many commitments. Start with what you can manage and build from there. For example, you might decide to pray all 5 daily prayers on time, read a small portion of the Quran each day, or make regular dua. These simple actions, when done consistently, can have a powerful impact over time. Surrounding yourself with a good environment also helps. Stay connected to people who remind you of Allah, attend gatherings of knowledge, and keep yourself engaged in activities that strengthen your faith. The more you stay connected to positive influences, the easier it becomes to remain consistent. Another important point is to keep your intention pure. You are not continuing these deeds because Ramadan ended recently. You are doing them because you want to maintain your relationship with Allah. This mindset changes everything. Ibadat are no longer tied to a specific time. They become a part of your daily life. In the end, the goal of Ramadan is not just to increase your ibadana tool for a limited time, but to build habits that stay with you long after the month is gone. When you continue even a portion of what you practiced, it shows that Ramadan truly impacted you. It shows that you did not just experience the month, you allowed it to change your life in a lasting way. There is a reality that many people try to avoid thinking about, yet it is one of the most powerful motivations a person can have. This Ramadan could be your last. None of us have a guarantee that we will live to see another one. Every year there are people who were with us in the previous Ramadan, but they are no longer here today. They had plans, intentions, and hopes, just like we do, but their time came to an end. When you truly reflect on this, it changes the way you look at the moments you still have. Ramadan is not just passing time, it is a limited opportunity that may never return. Each fast, each prayer, each dua could be your final chance to earn the mercy and forgiveness of Allah in this blessed month. Often people delay change with the assumption that there will always be another opportunity. They think, next Ramadan I will do better, or I still have time to improve. But the truth is, time is not in our control. The only moment you are certain of is the one you are in right now. Tomorrow is not promised, and another Ramadan is not guaranteed. This realization is not meant to create fear that leads to anxiety. Instead, it is meant to create urgency that leads to action. It pushes you to take your obedience seriously, to value your time, and to make the most of every remaining day and night. When you think of Ramadan as possibly your last, your mindset shifts. Your prayers become more sincere, your dua becomes more heartfelt, and your efforts become more focused. Imagine standing in prayer as if it is the last Ramadan of your life. Imagine making dua knowing this might be your final chance to ask Allah for forgiveness, guidance, and Jannah. That feeling brings a level of sincerity that cannot be matched by routine or habit. It turns ordinary acts into deeply meaningful moments. It also encourages you to let go of distractions and things that do not benefit you. Petty arguments, wasted time, and unnecessary habits begin to feel less important when you realize how valuable these moments are. You become more focused on what truly matters, your relationship with Allah and your preparation for the hereafter. At the same time, thinking this way should fill you with hope as well. If this is your last Ramadan, then you have a chance to end it in the best possible state. You have the opportunity to seek complete forgiveness, to turn back sincerely, and to leave this world with a heart that is connected to Allah. So do not let these final days pass like any other days. Treat them as precious, irreplaceable moments. Increase your effort even if it is small. Be consistent, be sincere, and be present in your ibadat. Speak to Allah as someone who truly needs Him, because that is the reality. Living with the awareness that this could be your last Ramadan is not about fear alone. It is about purpose. It reminds you that every moment counts, every action matters, and every sincere effort is seen by Allah. If you carry this mindset, you will naturally strive to finish strong, making the most of what remains and leaving Ramadan in a way that you would be content with if it truly were your last.